Okay, so this is the last panel here. We regret that Matt Rozak was originally scheduled, had to fly out early. We will get him at the next event. He was also at the very first Coin Agenda in 2014, which, again, I hark back to because we did hold it here when I didn't own it yet. And it wasn't in quite as good shape as it is now. So, at any rate. So we are going to now have the final panel today about the future of decentralized AI, which agents are going to change the world. There's no question about that. And I think that as hyped as AI has been, it's really, I think, underhyped. I think that where we're going to be standing 5 years from now is going to look like 1920 compared to today. I mean, it's just, does anybody sense how fast this is moving? Oh, yeah. I mean, most people didn't even hear of an AI agent a year ago, and now it's like all people want to talk about. But there's not a lot out there that is really functional yet, but that's about to change. So I'm a proud advisor and investor and tier 1 node holder of Wire, and also one of the founders of the Wire wallet that is now under development. And so this ecosystem is, I believe, going to be up there with Tau and any of the other top tier AI decentralized companies that's, going to kill it, right? We're looking at billions of dollars in market cap creation. So, Jaime, I'm going to start with you because, Kyle and Ken are the founders, but you kind of came in and just sort of aped in, and tell us why. Jaime, of course, the founder of WallStreetBets. Give it up for Jaime.
Hello. Yeah, so I aped in the most literal form of this thing. So Matt, who unfortunately wasn't able to make it, called me 5 years ago and he said, dude, he cold called me on LinkedIn, and I thought, okay, he's a billionaire. I'm not going to say no. He's clearly got something. And he said, come to Bitcoin. No, sorry, come to crypto, right? And this was a little after the ICO stuff, so all I know is pump and dump. I'm like, dude, I got plenty of numbers to gamble with. I just don't need more. He said, no, you got to pop the hood. There's more to it. Trust me. I go, trust me. I'm on Wall Street. It's my niche. He goes, 1 year from now, I'm going to call you. This is your homework. You got to do these things. For sure enough, a year later, I'm sharing a panel with him at Consensus in Austin, and I am very much warmed up. Originally with the idea of stealing some of these great ideas in DeFi and very sophisticated mechanisms. And then you can see interviews that I made back then, me saying, I can see how Wall Street and crypto are going to converge. And now I realize I was very wrong. I am fully evangelized, as far as anything crypto is concerned. There is no concessions. It is Wall Street has to either adapt or just let natural selection do its thing. So what happens is, I said, so what is it that you need me, Matt, for? You want me the number to go up? And he goes, no. You have the ability to bring community together, and you're able to motivate them behind a cause. And right now, crypto is the price of this coin. And in order to extract the full value of the crypto ecosystem and foundation, we need somebody that's able to create a movement, a large community, which can interact, coordinate, collaborate, and you'll make GameStop look like absolute child's play. And for the next few years, I was like, man, this is hard because I got to switch from MetaMask, and then I got to do the Phantom thing. And there's 17 GameStop meme coins that compete with each other, all right? They're celebrating together strong, but they hate each other because they're on a different chain. So I'm like, dude, pick a different, that's sacrilegious. I mean, seriously. And then I found out about Wire because everyone says, yes, we have interoperability, right? And there's a lot of solutions that are here and there, and Hemi's one. I just found about another one, the UK chief. Sorry, I butchered the name. But Wire has this it has the solution which natively, trustlessly, it's a tech thing that I'll let them explain, But you can buy FartCoin with Bitcoin in one shot, right? Without having to worry about liquidity first going over to Solana. It is as if I gave you my Bitcoin and you gave me your FartCoin, right? And there was no, and so that, not only does that make interoperability, it makes stability. So I called up Matt shortly before Dubai. I said, guess what, Matt? I'm now going to do this. I'm bringing Wall Street Bets to crypto. But prior to doing that, I started stalking these guys. I literally went to Denver when I found out they were going to be there, uninvited. And I just started just shadowing them around, making sure that they succeed, right? Because the only way they can fail is if some other competitor with a big marketing budget and can get out there and convince more people they can really do it. But under the hood, they're doing bridges and third parties and whatever, essentially. And so I joined it because it is important for the entire ecosystem, for crypto to be an entity, that you can have your silos, you can have your different sovereignties, every chain does its specialty thing, but they should all be able to coexist without the fragility of CZ getting a dog, and then just draining the hell out of the other chains. It's hard to build on top of that. So Wire, I joined Wire because Wire fixed it. There's no, it's just indisputable for me to I've seen what it does. I've seen the brilliance behind it. And thanks to them, I am now able to say, guess what, GameStop? I don't want no children. Fuckers. Y'all can get the same Telegram room now, right? You will be together strong. And now I'm doing this massive campaign to bring not only Wall Street, New York Stock Exchange street bets, but the world street bets, right? This thing is going to go from 10, 20 million to 50, 100 million. And this is an extremely ambitious, extremely well-backed. I have absolutely everybody on board because we want to showcase the ability where you can use crypto to collaborate, to cooperate, to organize in a way where it's just seamlessly interoperable, where you don't even know you're dealing with crypto. And then we will fully extract the value is a huge showcase, and expect a lot of fireworks in the coming months.
Ken, that's a great intro. Tell us a little bit about
AI.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about how the vision has progressed since I first met you and started working with you about 2 years ago.
Yeah, so the first time you met me,
No, I was talking to Ken. Give up the mic, man.
Well, you looked at me. You look at me.
No, I like the Ken.
All right, Ken, it's your turn.
All right, deal. So I'll wrap this around to AI. So when I first, pitched this to Michael, I realized coming from traditional finance, stock market, and it's we don't have to recreate this. We don't need a new element created. There's been 100 years of the brightest financial minds in the world that have built the traditional financial system, built the stock market. I'm not going to outcompete those brains to create what's next. You just need to just decentralize it properly. It's the same mechanism. So you have exchanges all over the world. Okay, replace exchanges with blockchains. Same thing. You need a routing protocol, which we create a decentralized routing protocol. And then from your Schwab or Fidelity account, you're able to pick whatever stock you want. It's going to route to whatever exchange that company IPO'd on. So if it's Nissan, it's the Japanese stock market. If it's Mercedes, it's the German stock market. It's the same NASDAQ for Tesla. And it just does all that for you, and it brings it back to your Schwab or Fidelity, your wallet, right? So we're not changing everything. We just are decentralizing that workflow. Now, it was very hard to do because these exchanges, in this case, blockchains, were all on different, they were built different. So they don't connect. And it's all different code. So what we've done is we've had to standardize how all these blockchains function all the way down to a key pair. I'm going to save the technical stuff for him. But we standardized that below everything else. So protocols like layer 0 and other bridges, that's at the protocol level. We went all the way down, standardized, and then built back up. And that allowed a unified layer where all these now blockchains can interact with each other. So that was the idea. And if we could get there in a fully trustless and decentralized way, that was the requirement. And I was going to either fail at making something that was truly trustless in the full solution, or we were going to get there and we were going to be the only company that took that route, because everyone else tries to go to market as quick as they can. They'll centralize any of the hard parts, and then they try to go get VC, capital, launch a token. We wanted to be the only one in the lane that actually had a trustless universal system. And we got there. But in 2023, so in fall, I believe it was fall 2023 when Meta released Llama, right? Yeah. So once that happened, that jump-started the decentralized AI craze. And it just so happens that our universal transaction layer and the way we handle identity, the way we do transactions, the way we handle everything, just happened to be the exact requirements for what these decentralized on-chain agents are going to need to be the most performant. So we built this for humans, and then AI caught up, and now it's exactly what's going to be needed for this decentralized AI craze that's about to hit. And that just so happens to be, I'll end with this, these agents aren't going to perform the same amount of transactions that you or I would as a human. It's going to be 20, 40, 50, 100x the amount of on-chain transactions. And so that's what's coming. There's going to be a hockey stick moment. And so you're going to need to be able to scale, be very fast, be very cheap, and be universal. And that's what we're launching.
Kyle.
I'll just go right to the thick of it for AI. So on-chain AI, we've got smart contracts. People do transactions. Those are going to include a subset what we call actions, or the inline extra things that happen when you interact with code on chain. What comes next is creating a space for actions that require inference, and then Wire has a unique attribute in that there's this bit of extra time before true finality externally, since we don't do custody at a protocol level like most blockchains out there. And that's inference. So we need smart contract developers to be able to deploy normal code in their current workflows. The way they're deploying smart contracts and have those traditional smart contracts interact with AI on a truly native level on chain. You're not going to be running the inference on chain. Large language models, other types of models are not ideal for that. But with that extra bit of latency, it introduces the opportunity for innovation to happen in ways to, ensure I really got Llama 70B or DeepSeek or whatever, and it was an unmodified completion. So we've got a pretty clear-cut path to making that happen, and it's going to be really interesting.
Fantastic. So, Ken, you mentioned about where you're going to be going from a dozen to 100 transactions a day for agents. Trading, we see. What else?
Oh wow, literally everything. It's about data as well. So I had a meeting earlier this week, and it was somebody who was actually in blockchain building AI or interacting with AI, but they were in blockchain but using centralized AI. And they're like, why decentralized AI? And I just walked them through. It's the easiest way to explain it is probably almost like a dating app, right? Think of what the hell is it called? What's everyone on Tinder? Okay, so if you're on Tinder, you are right now. I know, yeah, chicks. So you might have to check some boxes I like X, Y, and Z. Here are some other things I like, and then I might have a little 160 letter profile that I can put in.
Oh my God, agent dating! All of a sudden, you're getting 400 swipes an hour.
Yeah, but it's if you actually are going there for a real relationship and experience, you're going to want to give your AI, in this case, everything about you, right? Your dating history. You might spend 3 days just writing a full book on everything about you and your dating preferences and all of that. So it's not just this amount; it's as much as you can give it, and then it's going to go interact with everybody else. And then it's also going to go to maybe a psychologist AI that's going to go through what you wrote and make sure that you don't have any like personality defects that's going to inhibit the other person from having a great. So it's like that whole thing. It just snowballs. And the point is like when you give it everything, you're going to get a better result. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to give everything to a centralized model that it's going to be using that against you. Maybe you're talking about something in your health that they're gonna take that and like, okay, your health insurance just goes up because now I know this about you. Or, you throw parties at your house and that's the way you like start dating people, that way. And it's next thing you know, your housing insurance goes up because it's farming that data. So you want to keep everything yours encrypted, but you do want to give it everything because it's going to be just, a golden age if you can use that AI properly.
Jaime, how's the community going to react to agents? Will they embrace it? Will they fight them? Will they power them?
Well, they're coming. So, I mean, like, it's not a matter of what they think about it or whether they're going to let them in or not. They're out there already, right? So they are now entities that are interacting with financial markets or crypto markets or whatever type of market. Like they're already here. And I just want to add a little bit to what Ken was talking about because you mentioned what types of transactions. Social media for me is a near and dear thing to my heart. I want all of human interaction to take place on top of Web3, DeFi, whatever crypto, anything that uses prime numbers, right? Like to secure and to be able to leave this permanent block registry. I mean, I can go on a dissertation as to why, but I would like to see every social media like be pushed. I know that there is an effort by a very, very strong contender to Reddit that is obfuscating the Web3 part. But they are coming up with a very strong competitor and the username and login. But everything that takes place leaves a registry in the blockchain. And then we have other partners that are doing the same thing, like a TikTok, where they say that we're going to do TikTok 3.0, same functionality, except for if we go out of business or you get mad at us, you're on the block. You take your followers to whatever TikTok 3.0 you want to go to next with your content. Like it's just this, you can't deplatform people as easily. Right now, there's this. The social media ecosystem is extremely powerful. Like a good influencer sells more Cokes than like a Super Bowl commercial does, right? And so anyway, so I want all interaction.
You're giving me a 2010 flashback, and the reason I was saying that is, does everybody remember live streaming? Not live streaming, live streaming. That was the guys with the cameras on their head that they would walk around and they would go 24/7, and it was kind of annoying for the most part. There's actually a great movie about, it's called We Live in Public, where literally the guy was 24/7 in his house, this and that, pissed his girlfriends off because every time they had sex, it was multiple different angles with the cameras and like go to the bathroom, etc. Fascinating. Josh Harris, who I believe now lives in Vegas, he also started Jupiter Media back in the 90s, and also Sudo, one of the early, streaming services. Kind of early.
A bit of trivia: Andy is the director of that movie. Yes. She was the one that directed my documentary as well.
Phenomenal filmmaker, absolutely, director. And so where I'm going with this is what you were just saying, plus what live streaming had. I would love an agent that basically, I've got my Apple glasses, right, or the Reeboks or whatever, and I'm walking around, and I have to remember to say, oh, I should take a picture of that and write a Facebook post and then go on Instagram. That's automatic at least. And then maybe do a little slightly different thing for Twitter and this and that. I could literally, with an agent, just walk around, touch my thing. It's going to write up a post, know how I'd like to go and say it for my friends. On Facebook, it'd be more personal. Which ones I'd want to put on LinkedIn, maybe fewer per day, how to tweet it. Oh, really? That's where you're going with that? No, I didn't take that from you.
No, that's fine.
Okay, I sucked it out of your brain, but no, I was going to say that would be amazing, right?
No, so yeah, and so I'll compliment that. Like, and the idea was at this point, because there's such power in social media, right? Let's take a guy that's, you may love him or hate him. Mario Narwhal is a service to people. He can get like breaking news. He gets whatever, like these correspondents that are just like amateur, but with bombs falling over their heads, reporting actual live news where the news is like 15, 20 minutes behind, right? If he gets the platform, he loses his job, and it kind of sucks. But if he gets the platform, everybody that used his information loses access to it, which sucks a lot, right? And so right now they're mitigating that using, if you're doing old school references, a GeoCities website that looks like LinkedIn, there's the link tree, right? Like that's how they're mitigating their thing. And so this vision is because of Wire, because of this interoperability, because of AI agents. I personally am a Twitter guy. I have a million followers there, but like 18 of them on Instagram and 12 on TikTok. I don't remember the last time I logged into Facebook and whatever. But it would be great if, as a starting point, I just tweet, hey, I think that this is a good idea, whatever. And then you have AI repurpose that content in the format for each social media, replicate my face if you need a video or whatever voice. And now all of a sudden I have followers everywhere, and I can monetize it. And now I'm actually mitigated using technology, and that's just as a first step to then pushing towards then Web3. But yeah, no, that's an extremely powerful idea to be able to reach a wider audience. And
We had talked a little bit about a very early iteration that wasn't that, but it sounds like you're evolving it to be sort of in the same way I was just talking about. I think it's powerful. Someone should do it, and it'll probably be you.
Oh, it's me again?
It's you again.
What's the question?
You're going to do it.
No, I'm going to do it, dude. Like, you have no idea. That what I have, like, I told my wife about 4 months ago, it's like, you can just assume I'm not going to be as supportive for the next 8 months because I'm doing a very ambitious undertaking. Step one, make sure that Wire succeeds. Now, Wire is an unsexy, unsellable thing. It's a freaking...
But you need that to do what you want to do.
There is no way I can get 50 or 100 million people to join. It's not like, hey, what did you do? I'm an L1 that's a quick quantum proof. Okay, and what's your role? Business development. What does that mean? Grow it. How are you growing it? I'm stealing it from the L1 over there. Like, yeah, that's not growth, dude. Like, I'm going to actually airdrop fully funded tokens to Web 2 users, right? We're going to find this digital fingerprint and say, come and get your free money as a step one, right? That is called growth. There shall be new participants in this Web 3 ecosystem. Without Wire, it doesn't work, right? And that's vital. And not only that, I need to showcase the potential. Right now, everyone thinks crypto is for number go up, or crypto is good for it's just the limited, the imagination is limited. I'm going to just break the mold.
And I think we're all in agreement that the big opportunity the next 5 years is taking the 95% of Web 2 users and making Web 3 users. If we even triple the number, that'll be amazing.
They're not going to know. That's what the technology is. It's like what? Like you add wires. Once you solve interoperability problem properly, once you solve identity properly on chain, you can start doing really unique features like make a true Web 2 experience in Web 3. And so they are coming. Half the people will never know. And the other half will start recognizing when it's like, hey, like this thing in my profile, aka my wallet, like this address I have, and it has this thing, and then there's an offer on it. I have a picture in there and has an offer on it for someone who wants to buy it off me. How did that happen? You know, they're gonna start reverse engineering that is a blockchain or Web3 product, but they're never gonna know. And that's literally like as Wire launches and the other tech comes in, because this is the critical piece, you're going to start having that true seamless Web 2 experience in our industry.
There's so many false starts in terms of really... I remember Purse.io. Shame that it didn't scale. It was like I was actually a mentor of that company back in 2013. And basically went and it let you go and buy Amazon products with Bitcoin by doing this weird thing where you were going to like be doing something for someone in the third world. It was doing kind of an Amazon kind of Turk thing. And all I know is like you could go and, end up getting good deals on Amazon paying in Bitcoin. And it had this bizarre, kind of mechanism. But I do remember like giving my dad a couple of Bitcoin. He was over 90 at the time. And he just was like, oh, I can go and buy things on Amazon. And then he didn't even touch it for about a year or two. And he opened up and said, I have a lot more money now than I did 2 years ago. I think he was I think he may have been the oldest person. It was kind of a tie with Eric Voorhees' grandma. You know, it was like they're both in their 90s. So. Great. So I think we're about wrapped up with our half hour. Any questions from the audience?
Which part? Because I'm like the least technical person. I think I'm the most capable. No, me personally, I'm the best person to translate it. Like, what is it that you don't understand?
You can give an example.
What are you delegating to AI? Social media?
Okay, no. So this is an infrastructure, right? So wire network allows for things to happen, right? Wire network doesn't actually create those things. WallStreetBets is going to show up and use those things, right? That's an example. They're just a framework. When you right now open your web browser and you type in www.whatever.com, and now even obfuscates the HTTP, let alone HTTPS component. It doesn't even show it to you. Those few letters in there stand for something important, whereby you can open it on Firefox, your cell phone, Chrome, like Safari. It is this technology, this interoperability. So when you're asking, what about AI? We're not building AI agents, but this technology, this fund, like this
Cross-chain.
yeah, this abstraction like, allows the full extraction of AI potential, right? Because right now there's a cost. If I want to send you Ethereum, it's going to cost me $1. And if I want my AI agent to read the internet, it's going to cost me $1, right? Like, and it's going to take 30 seconds for it to do the thing.
I can give you an even easier example. So decentralized AI, like you have a bunch of companies that have to be experts in certain aspects. So you have companies that are just providing GPUs, right? The necessary tools. And then you have ones that are like from the open source LLMs. And then you have like people building agents. And then you have applications that they're going to be using. Wire is the piece that gives the agent the proper identity, gives them a wallet, and then the transaction layer that it doesn't matter what chain they're trying to go and do a DeFi transaction. It unifies all of that. So it's going to take down like the cost, increase the speed, increase the security. So it's like we're that middle, we're like the meat of everything, and everybody else is building above and below us. But that meat is the critical part that allows the whole system to work.
AI capability is currently doubling every 5.7 months or so. Is this going to make it even faster?
Not the capabilities, but it's really about like each agent, like David Johnston's from Morpheus. And so he built a centralized agent that did what he normally does. And he's like, I do 5 transactions a day in DeFi. The agent that he built, that he told to give the same task, which is like, I have $1,000, go find me the best yield for today. Like that's what he told himself, right? And then he tells the agent to do that. The agent did 200 transactions versus his 5. So that's a great bellwether of what this is going to be like. And so it's not going to increase the capability of the AI. It just unlocks like...
It would also let you own it. I mean, that's a big narrative that David has had is like, do you want Microsoft to own your AI or do you want to own it? You want to be training this powerful technology to work for you, not to go and work behind the scenes for Google or Microsoft. Anyway, we're out of time. Thank you so much, Wire and Jaime from WallStreetBets.
Thanks, everyone.
So we're going to have about a 15 minute...
Tokenize, let's innovate, bringing assets to the digital state. From finance to games, we're redefining, connecting the dots. The future is shining.